Hello, my beautiful friends. Today, I'm going to bring you just a chit-chat video. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, and I have the time today, so I've been very motivated. I've been listening to music all day, cleaning, and I thought, why not just film some of my reflex on like anxiety and my reflex on people. Don't mind my crazy ass hair, needs washed. So yeah, before I get started, don't forget to subscribe, like my video, tell your buddies about me, tell your friends about me, tell your kids about me, whoever. I try to keep my video PG rated, and my kids watch them, so that's one of the main factors. I try to keep them PG rated. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So I just want to talk about, I've had posted a video on anxiety and just some things that can help with anxiety that I do. I haven't always had anxiety. I lived in a very crazy time, I guess. I had my first child when I was 15 years old, and I was with his dad from the time I was 14 until I was 21. Hi, Toby. So I have a feeling Ryder's gonna come join us. So I was with him for quite a long time. Okay, with that being said, I didn't know any difference. You know, I was a teen mom, and I struggled, and I didn't know what to do with life, and I didn't know where I wanted to be in life, and I didn't know who I was. I was still a very young person. And I will say this, a lot of people I was friends with at that point in time when I became pregnant, they vanished. I mean, they were no longer my friend because I couldn't run around with them. They were no longer my friend because their parents said they couldn't be. So I lost a lot of people, and I didn't have anybody that I could run to. There's been one person in my life that I have been friends with since I was around 14 or 15 years old, and she is still my best friend, and she is still somebody I can run to all the time. She lives a few hours away, but I know I can count on her to talk to day and night. So anyways, with that being said, I lived this life that I thought I didn't have another choice. I thought I, would just raise my baby, and everybody wants the happy family, but again, I was 15 years old. I didn't know any difference. So, fast forward, things were rough. I fought with my mom quite a bit, which I never really fought with her. I never really fought with any of my parents. I put a big distance between me and my dad, which my dad was my best friend. Sorry, my friend is in labor right now, and I'm wanting to keep the updates, so if I'm looking at my watch, that's why. So yeah, I made some bad choices, and my parents were just looking out for my best interest, but I didn't see it at the time, and I pushed them away. I was very nasty to them and mean to them. So, pushed me to age 17. I had my second baby, my daughter, and things were not good. Their father left me quite a bit whenever he felt like it. Whenever life was inconvenient, he would take off, and then he would come back, and I would take him back because that's just, I was young and made poor choices. And before any of you say, like, you're posting this, you just say your kids watch your video. My kids do know this, I'm not going to get into details about, bad details about their father, nor will I sit here and cut him down, because that is not something I've ever done, and I will never do. He's not been in their life for a little bit now, but that is all I'm going to say. So they do know this stuff, not every single gory detail, and I will not say any of that on here. So let's just fast forward a few more years. I ended up having Hunter in 2009, and I was 20. And at that point in time, their dad had left me again, and I took him back again. And let's just say this time I knew that I was learning to figure out like what love was, I guess. Did I love their dad? Maybe. I was young, like I didn't know. I just thought that like that's the life I wanted, and that's the life I wanted to be, and I needed to be with my kids' father, and you know, my family together, and I have a broken family, and I didn't want that. So I stayed, and I just want to say, if you are ever in a relationship and you just know like there's red flags in your head and there's bad things happening, leave. Like, even if you have a child, do not force it to work, because if there's red flags, like, yes, people do change, and I think like that's why I just kept giving the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, like, you need to watch out for yourself. So when I turned 21, I am 5'2". I am very short. However, I was 95 pounds. You heard that right. 95 pounds. I worked third shift. I never ate. I never slept. I took care of the kids. Yeah, I was not healthy. It was bad. It was really bad. And at that point in time is when I started having major kidney issues, and you know, I had to go to the doctors about that, and I was in all kinds of pain. And I just knew at that point in time that it was my time to leave. It was my time to find my happiness and my worth and myself. And I ain't gonna lie, leaving was the roughest, like, one of the roughest part of my life. It's not because I was relieved that I was leaving and having my own life with my kids, but I was starting back over. Like, I had a $10 an hour job. I left with nothing. Like, I took our beds and our clothes, and that was it. I had to get my own place. I had, you know, things were really rough, really, really rough. And not only that, like, I had to deal with, you know, you think that when you leave a rough situation that they're just going to leave you alone, and that didn't happen. It was really rough. So, yeah. So, okay, after I left, I got my shit together and got my own place. I did stay with my mom for a little bit so I could save up some money to get my own place. Thankfully, like, I was working 45 minutes away from where my mom lived, but I transferred to the building in like the town I live in now. So I hear Ryder coming up the stairs. Hi, Ryder. Okay. Go ahead.
What are you doing?
Recording.
Who's that?
Mommies. Go potty.
No, sir.
Mommies, go potty.
Mommy, no,
Okay, love you. I'm sure everybody needed to know he needed to poop.
Mommy, me?
Life with kids.
Mommy, that person why you
Okay. Okay, so I got my own place, and I kind of took a tumble off the deep end. I became happy, but I never experienced like a life of being happy, I guess. I kind of went wild on the weekends that the kids were with their dad. I had to work, but I would go out drinking till 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I'd get up for work at 5 a.m. I started gaining weight, and I've never been a bigger person, and I wasn't at that point in time either, but I had gotten up to like 120, and if I was a healthy 120, like, that would have been great and that would have been fine, but I was not. Like, it was not good. I was not a healthy person. And I was kind of like that until I got a phone call one Saturday that I had been drinking Friday night, and at like 4 o'clock in the morning I had gotten a phone call that my dad had a massive heart attack. That kind of opened my eyes a little bit. My dad was my best friend. He was everything to me, and he was the person that I could rely on, and he was the person that made me feel safe, and he was the person that I could run to, and he was the person that called me like every single morning and talked to me on my way to work, and he was just my best friend. And so it just kind of made me like open my eyes, I guess. He recovered after that heart attack, but exactly a week later he had another one, and he did not recover from that heart attack, and he passed away. He would have turned 50 on December 3rd, and he died 10 days later after his 50th birthday. His first initial heart attack was on his birthday. So, yeah. Don't cry, Tasha. Losing my dad was like the roughest part of my life. He held me together. He held me up when things got rough. He always knew the right thing to say. He was my backbone. And, you know, I was young, barely in my 20s. Like, I didn't know. I still needed him. I mean, I'm almost 30 years old, and I still, you know, would have needed him. Nobody prepares themselves to lose their parent. And after that, I kind of just fell in a spiral. Like, I was there for my kids, but when I came to myself, I wasn't. Like, I fell in a dark place, in a depressed place, and I made some poor choices in life, not with my kids. I've always been there for them, like, regardless of how tough life gets. My kids are never an option to me. They're always top priority. And I just kind of gave up on myself, I guess. I didn't care. I just didn't know what to do with life. I turned to people I shouldn't have turned to, people that used me, people that weren't there for me. Over the years, I have let a lot of very shady people in my life. I'm not the best person. I have made my fair share of mistakes. I am not perfect by any means at all. I'm still learning. Everybody learns daily, okay? But I will say this. At the end of the day, like, there's only one person that can make you happy, and you know, hit goals in life, and you make goals in life, and you have dreams, and that is yourself. Like, you know, your husband, your significant other, your kids, like, your animals, they can all make you happy, but the only person that can, like, truly find happiness is yourself. Like, you have to find it in yourself, okay? And I wasn't happy with myself for a long time. There'd be people I would date, and I would find reasons to shut them out of my life. Like, I just, it felt like I was going to be alone forever, and I was never going to find real love, and I was never going to have a family, and it was just going to be me and the kids, and I was going to struggle forever, and that was just the life I was going to have. After my dad passed away, my dad was a very, like, well-off man. He was part owner of a business. He saved his money very well. Don't break that, okay? And even though he didn't have a will, which I'm not going to get into that conversation because his wife was a bitch. They were only married for a few months, and she was not very nice to us after Dad passed away. Not at all. Anyways, I thought it was another story for another day. So we got a little bit of money, me, my brother, and my sister, after Dad passed away, and I knew I had two choices. One, I could make poor choices, and I could go spend it on tattoos, or go spend it on junk, or, you know, blow it on the kids, whatever, like, but at the end of the day, I knew what would make my dad most happy watching over me is me putting it to good use. So in my divorce with the kids' father, we were supposed to split bills. Which if you've been married and went through a divorce or whatever, you know, like, that doesn't always, one or the other doesn't always follow, like, what they're told to do. So I had paid my fair share, but he did not. And I had two choices. I could suck it up and pay them off, get my credit up, or I could just say screw it and not do it, you know, make dumb choices. I chose to put that money towards good use, and I paid them off, and then I spoke to a realtor. And a little while later, bought my house. I did it myself. I mean, I bought this house myself. Me and my kids. A few months before I bought the house, me and Danny started dating. But I still, like, he wasn't on the loan. I did it myself. However, I'm very thankful for him. But anyways, truth be told, even when Danny came in the picture, I was very mean to him. I pushed him away. He tried and tried and tried and tried, and nope, like, you're not ready for a family. I have 3 kids. Like, you're not ready for that life. I don't want any more kids. I don't even know, like, what I want in life. I just want my kids. And I want to be happy. And I pushed him away, and he didn't go away. He still tried, and a few months later, we started dating. I'm not going to say that our relationship for the last almost 6 years has been easy by any means. Absolutely not. We've had our fair share of arguments. We have had our fair share of rough moments. I've made poor choices. He's made poor choices. But here we are, 6 years later, almost 6 years later, and I am truly grateful. Like, this last year of my life, I have made so many, like, I have found my faith in the Lord. I have started really finding myself. Like, I'm not sure still what I want to do when I grow up. When Ryder starts school and I go back and get a job, I'm not sure what I want to do. But as for right now, like, I'm happy with myself. I look at myself in the mirror, and I am happy most days. Like, I'm not happy with every choice I've made in life, but I am happy, and I do know, like, what I want in life, and my goals, and my strive, and, you know, Danny and I work phenomenal as a team. Like, we work so hard, and usually when I'm having a down day, he's, you know, the one that picks me up, and if he's having a down day, then I pick him up. Like, we are so good at picking each other up, and, you know, even our kiddos will say, like, yeah, Mom and Danny bicker, but, you know, 5 minutes later, they're walking inside, like, laughing at each other, making jokes, or giving each other crap. Like, we've not always been that way, okay? We have had our fair share of moments, but, you know, there's even been some really deep, rough times, but at the end of the day, like, Danny and I are better as one. We are better together. We are stronger together. We make each other happy. It has been so hard for me to, like, rely on somebody else because I've been through so much in the past, and for it to be okay for me to be able to stay home with our kids, but him not be mad at me about it, like, that is such a big thing. I've never gotten the opportunity to even, you know, after I had my older 3, you know, a few weeks after I had them, I was back at work. I've never gotten the option to just enjoy my kids, and I get that option now, and I'm truly grateful for him, and so, like, glad, and I love him, like, beyond words, and I tell him that all the time, and he knows, but he is just somebody, like, I want to spend the rest of my life with, and the person that I love and adore. And obviously I had a 4th kid, so he changed my mind about, you know, the way he treated my kids, that I wanted to give him, you know, not that he doesn't consider the older 3 as, like, he considers them as his own. If somebody says, how many kids do you have, Danny? He'll say 4. But I just felt confident, like, and I wanted to raise a baby with him, and we did that, and we have Ryder, and he is quite the little kid. I do still struggle with anxiety and negative people in my life. I have such a kind heart, and people strongly take advantage of that. I learned that through, like, the daycare business, is I was too kind, and, you know, if somebody couldn't afford to pay me the full amount 1 week, I would agree to it, even though he needed the money, or people just would say, I can't pay you this week, I'll pay you next week, and next week would never come, and I wouldn't hound them about it, or people would show up late, and I was really mad on the inside, but I don't like hurting people's feelings. So people just like to take strong advantage of, you know, my kindness, and I just am at the point, like, And it's so hard for even people that I'm really upset with, friends that they claim to be, would come get a hold of me, I would instantly jump and be there for them. I've recently learned and realized that I can't do that. You get one life, and it is so short. You know, you never know when tomorrow's going to be your last day, and even if you're alive for 90 years, like 90 years is short when you think about it. You know, I'm almost 30 years old. That's only 60 more years. Like, I've already lived 30 of it. So life's just so short, and you need to enjoy the happy moments, and you need to surround yourself with good people and people that are going to be there for you, which in 2018 it is so hard to find good people anymore. However, there are some good people out there. I have maybe 5 people that I interact with and talk to in life, one being my husband, which is my absolute best friend and the only person I ever hang out with. My other friends, you know, live a little bit away, and my one other good friend is in labor, so and it's her first baby, so she's about to be busy, which is okay. But there is days where I do get sad and lonely, and I wish I had friends, but at the end of the day, like, I would rather have 5 people that I can trust, that are there for me, that aren't going to take advantage of me, that are thankful to have me, and that I know if they need me, I'm there, but if I need them, that they will be there too. That is exactly what I need to surround myself with. I do struggle with anxiety, like I've talked about. And anxiety is something, like, I have social anxiety, so when I go to the stores, like, it gives me massive anxiety, massively. It's something I'm trying to, like, cope with and work on and find coping mechanisms, but at the end of the day, like, I would just rather be with my kids and my husband and call it a day. I get anxiety if somebody's supposed to be here at noon and it's 11 o'clock and I'm like, oh shoot, like, I need to hurry, do this. Even though they're just coming to my house, like, I can still do that while they're here. Or, you know, I feel like there's 600 things to do in a day, but I have all day to do it. Like, why? Tasha, you don't need to have anxiety over that. Anxiety is something that a person cannot control. It just happens. It just comes on. And I've done, like, thinking maybe it's because I drink too much caffeine. Maybe that's why I have it come on. Nope. I will. Your girl went without caffeine for a month, and I still had anxiety. Now, my anxiety has definitely gotten better. I refuse medications for numerous reasons. I've tried them. I've tried several of them. I do not like them. I do like oils and stuff to help. But at the end of the day, like, I just have to find coping things, and my hubby is very good about calming me down or letting me, like, I'll go outside, or if I start getting frustrated, like, anxiety-ish, I'll walk away and I'll take deep breaths, or I'll go work out. Like, there's ways for me to handle it, but anxiety is a very real thing, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's something that a lot of people don't put in perspective and talk about. But anxiety is something that makes you lay in bed at nighttime, like, thinking about everything under the moon, things you shouldn't be scared of, things that you've walked away from, people, like, your mind just wonders, like, the people that I've shut out of my life, I still worry about them, I still have anxiety about them, but I know bringing them back in will not help my situation at all. I hate anxiety. It's terrible. Like, I get so frustrated and upset about things that I can't control. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to be real about it. It's okay. You know, Danny doesn't quite understand it because he doesn't really struggle with anxiety. But the older I have gotten, the more I look back at my life and I'm like, what if? Like, why not? Why didn't I do that? Or why didn't I make that choice? Or, Tasha, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to care about yourself. You need to worry about your feelings. You need to put yourself first for once. You need to put yourself up on a pedestal for once. Like, you have made no wrong choices, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, I have made wrong choices. I have hurt my husband, and I have messed up in life and, you know, made mistakes. But I can say the majority of the people that I have let in my life, I have done good for, and they literally put me on the ground like I'm dirt or a bug underneath their shoe and step on me. And it hurts. It hurts. But I'm telling you what, you are worth it. You will get through it. We are here. Nobody's life's perfect. You know, you just put a picture on for people and People, you know, you can post a picture up and people put out this, what they think of you. I can't think of the word in my head right now. They have an image for you, like, and you, if you don't, they think your perfect life, or they think, I had talked to a girl the other day and she's like, you know, she is really struggling in life right now, and once I like sat down and told her everything that's happened in my life, and she's like, oh girl, like, I would have never guessed, like, you just look so happy and you have this such like great life and you're so blessed. And I'm like, you're right, I am very blessed. Like, thank you, Lord. Thank you for sending me these amazing kids and my amazing hubby and putting a roof over my head. And I thank him nightly for that. But, you know, it took me a long time to get here, and my life's still not perfect. But I had to go through those struggles too. I had to go through more struggles than a lot of people my age, because I had kids so young, and because I, you know, didn't finish school, and I made some poor choices in life and this and that. Like, I too had to go through those issues. So it's not only you. And she was crying, like thanking me for letting her know my story, and, you know, being glad that there is hope and that she can do better and things will get better. And, you know, that made my heart so happy, and I'm so thankful that if I helped one person's life, then great. Like, that is what I'm here to do, and I'm here for, and I'm here to talk about anything. You know, I have been through the struggles, and I have lived in a very bad, like, life, and, when I say that, like, not drug related, not like, yeah, just, yeah, my past relationship was very, very, very toxic. I'm better now. I handle my anxiety pretty well these days for the most part. It still scares the shit out of me that in another year or two, Ryder will be starting school and I have no idea what I want to do. None. I was a CNA in the nursing home for 10 years, and I let that expire. I don't want to go back to doing that. I just have no idea what I want to do. Like, all I know how to do right now in life is be a mom and be a wife, and I'm okay with that, and the husband's okay with that, and I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, in 2 more years, I will be over 30. I will be 32 years old, and I will be 31. I just turned 29. Don't push yourself, Tasha. I don't know what I want to do with myself in my life other than be a mom and be a wife, so that does terrify me, and that does give me anxiety and scare me, but I have plenty of time to figure it out, and you will too. You just gotta have a little bit of faith and a little bit of hope and take that first step, and honey, you will get there. I promise. I promise. All you have to do is want it bad enough, and your life will change. You will get places, you will do things. Like I said, I left with nothing, with 3 kids. Dominic was 6, so 6, 4, and a 1-year-old. And I made $10 an hour, and I got us a place, and I got by. Did I have a lot of things? Absolutely not. But I have a house and a family and happiness, and you will get there too. All you have to do is have a little bit of patience and a little bit of faith, and you will get there. But honey, you need to get rid of those toxic people. Once you get rid of those toxic people, I promise you will see such a difference in your life. Okay, now this video is long enough, so I'm going to stop rambling and go eat some lunch, because it is 1 o'clock and I am freaking starving. I've been cleaning all day, and I need to go downstairs and eat and clean my house, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and remember, love yourself.